much pain I'm going to bring now because one day in like 10 years, all of my muscles are going to explode out of my shirt and every girl or guy, it'd be kind of weird, but they're going to be looking at me and it's going to be awesome. And so we don't enjoy the burn, but we fight through it because we know something better is on the other side. Whew, some of y'all don't work out. Others of you, maybe a little more realistic, a little more serious, graduated college. You have graduated college, and you are here now, and you felt as you were going through college spending this ridiculous amount of money. Did I say ridiculous? This ridiculous amount of money. You're pouring it into this education, and you're so excited because you know when you get out of school, you are going to land the next day, if not the next hour, in a job that's going to be so full of money, so full of just everything that comes with that. And you're so excited, but then you graduate college, and you walk outside, and you realize that didn't happen. And not only that, you start waiting days, and days, and then weeks, and then weeks, and then months, and for some of you, years. And you go, okay, God, why did you do this to me? Now, the truth is, God could get you a job. I could get you a job at McDonald's. No offense to McDonald's. McDonald's is great, okay? It's not very healthy, but it's good for you. Okay, you know. But God could get you a job. He could get you a job at McDonald's. He could get you a job wherever you want to be. Chick-fil-A, great place to work, okay? He could put you anywhere. But the point is he hasn't. Why? Because he knows that his end result is better for you, right? Now, of course, it'd be great to have a job, but the truth is, do you really want to be working at McDonald's when you spent 6, 8, some of you 20 years of your life pouring into college to work there? So what James is saying is we need to consider it joy. We need to realize that the end result is worth it if we can get through the trial that's in front of us. Verse 4. But endurance must do its complete work. Pause there, it's interesting. Because that means you could go through trials. You could go through suffering and it not complete its work. But it says, let endurance, it must do its complete work so that you may be mature and complete, lacking nothing. Trials are to make us strong, yes, but that's not it. It says when we go through these things, we will become mature, i.e., we will gain wisdom. We will gain wisdom. Wisdom is an understanding of how reality works and the ability to move through it well. Some of you, this is going to be a news flash that's going to blow you away, but you weren't born wise. Did you know that? Right? I know. Who do you think you are telling me I'm 21 years old? I know. You're not. I'm sorry. We're not born wise. We don't have it in us. It's something that we gain. And how do we gain it? Well, we gain it through multiple channels, but number one is that we gain it through experiencing tough times. Because those tough times make us better. If you are a child of a family that's lost a mother or father, whether it's to death or to divorce, or maybe you have a friend that did that, you know that when you're in that situation, you naturally become just a little bit more mature. Why? Because there's a hole, there's a void that we have to step up into. I had that in my life. My parents were divorced, and so I naturally became, I wasn't very good at it, but I naturally became the man of the household because I was the oldest child. Now, did I want that? No, not at all. But it was that moment that gave me wisdom because I was put in a tough situation and asked to work out of it. And so not only do we go through trials and it makes us stronger, but going through trials also gives us wisdom. You must understand. And I know if you're going through something right now, it's not lighthearted to you. I get that. But you better know that God is not up there like a little puppet putting you in these situations just to watch you be tortured. Okay? And I know there's times where we feel like that. He is up there just throwing me in here, watching me, seeing how long I last. But he's not doing that. He's not doing that at all. What he's trying to do is put you in a tough situation so that when you get out, you're that much better. He's putting you in a spot that you didn't think you could get out of. Because once you're out, once you go back, or once someone else that you know goes through that, you are there and able to walk with them because you have gained wisdom. strength and endurance by going through trials. Does that make sense? Not only do we become stronger, but we gain wisdom. Verse 13. No one undergoing a trial should say, I am being tempted by God. For God is not tempted by evil, and he himself does not tempt anyone. But each person is tempted when he is drawn away and enticed by his own desires. In the midst of trials, the truth is we are tempted to do things that we wouldn't normally do if we weren't in that situation. For instance, let's go back to the boyfriend-girlfriend thing. Let's say you're a boyfriend of a whole 2 weeks. This devastating moment has called and broken up with you. I know for some of you, I don't know, you get it. All right, 2 weeks later, he breaks up with you. Now what happens? We are naturally, let's be honest with you, a little weaker, right? We're naturally a little more susceptible, big word, hang on, a little susceptible to things that we may not normally see as good. But in that moment of frustration and anger, for some of us depression, for that moment of uncertainty, we start to look at things and go, that doesn't seem like a bad idea. In fact, that seems like a good idea. For instance, ladies, not to pick on you, but you will say, hey, he broke up with me. I don't know what to do, but there's the next guy that walked in the door. I think I'm going to chase after him. And so we'll start chasing after this guy that honestly is taking us in the wrong direction. When normally, we would look at that fool, a buffoon, whatever you want to call him, and say, dude, are you kidding me? I'm not going to be in the same room as that guy. But in the midst of a trial, in the midst of frustration, we begin to let ourselves down and we'll start to see, well, you know what? If he won't be with me, then maybe I don't deserve better, and so maybe this guy will work, and we'll latch on to the first thing that comes across our path. I know that's hypothetical, of course, but this is how it works. But what God is saying is in your midst of trials, understand that I never tempt, but I will test. God will never tempt you. You've seen the little angel and the devil on the left and the right shoulder? Have y'all seen that? Okay. God is never the one going, hey, you should go sleep with that girl because it'll be really cool. And you're like, no, you told me not to. I mean, no, you should do it. You should do it. Just see what happens. He doesn't do that. That's called temptation. God doesn't do it. Now, Satan does, a whole other story. But God never tempts us. But will he test us? Absolutely. Will he allow that guy or girl to break up with you to see how we respond? Absolutely. But he did not make you go to the bar and consume an enormous amount of alcohol to get through it. That was all you. Do you see the difference? He never tempts us, but he tests us. Why? Not to torture us, not to put us in a deeper hole than we're already in. No, he tests us so that when we come out, we're that much better. That's how he works. Easy for you to say, right? I know that's what you're thinking. I'll tell you, for me, quickly, a story. I hurt my knee playing football. I was really good. None of y'all would know anyway. So I was like all-state, okay? And anyways, one day I'm running down the field on a kickoff, I'm paraphrasing, of course. Running down the field on a kickoff, some guy blindsides me. I put my foot down, my foot stays, my knee snaps. That's where my